Hi all, welcome back to the channel and another episode of Megastore Simulator. So we're coming back to the game because there's been an update where you can now have decorations around the store, and also you can have a wine and spirit section within the grocery. So let's get inside and we'll have a look. First up though, within the decorations they've added separators, so I can now turn the bakery into more of its own section. Rather than using the oven to block off people, you can actually get separators that do it. So if I can reorganise all this here, I can then get a separator for either side and it'll be its own little enclosed section. Because there's also, oh, that's further back, so let's realign those. And then when these are all level, we can put the oven more to the side of them as it used to be, and I think we can now go into the computer and there should be a decorations section which is going to be in shopping. Yep, there you go, decorations, and within this there is supposed to be, yeah, there you go, a short wooden separator and the long wooden separator, so we can use those in the butchers to separate it. But let's have a quick look what else. So we've got a weighing table, prep station, seafood scale, fitting room, but we don't have clothes yet. We could probably add some of these toy things to the toy section too, but first let's get a short and a long separator and see which one is going to be the better fit. So let's order them to the front and get them in the store. Here we are then, I've already got one inside, so let's get the second and close. And then, if I can get in the doors, let's have a look how big that is. Will that fit here? Let's try and line it up. Yeah, and that separates it then, and will stop people walking. Will this one fit nicely here, because that's a smaller gap? Oh, that might well be ideal, you know. Let's put that in, and let's have a look. And that separates it out as perfectly, but can I still get, yes, I can still get behind too. And that's all, yeah, nice and blocked off. So that, I think in its own is a good little upgrade to the store. So let's go and have a look then at these wines and spirits. So we want shopping and licenses, and no, I've got to change to silly. I've got to change to grocery, haven't I? So yeah, grocery licenses. So let's go down here, and we should have. I haven't got them all yet, but we're going to have a wines and spirits section in today anyway. So what have we got? We've got some beers, some wines, boxes of beers and kegs. A lot of them look similar to what used to be in Supermarket Simulator, if anyone played that. More wines, and so what shall we have at the beginning? Let's have one of the beers, I'll have one of the wines, and I think we'll have one of the whiskies. So let's have this one here. And then we just need to order all of those to the store. Unfortunately, because I don't have all of the licenses, they're going to be right at the bottom. But actually, if I change, yeah, because it's going to be quite a scroll, so if I change it and go to out of stock instead, that might be better. And then, yeah, scroll back up. So there are the wines, but we should have beers. Yeah, so I'll order one of everything to the front of the store, and then I'll order one of everything to the warehouse too, so I remember to fit them in there, and I'll come back to you when I've got everything in store. This is the last box then, so let's get this inside, and then we'll have to move on to buying some shelving for it, which I think we'll put at the other side of the fridges and freezers there. So let's have a look. I think they've got new shelving specifically for it. So let's go furniture. Yeah, and there it is, wide railed shelf. So we'll get a couple of those, and hopefully they'll all go on there. So let's get two of those ordered to the front of the store. Right, so let's get out to the truck. Shall we take that with us because there's two? We might as well to save making two trips. Here comes the truck now. Excuse me, sir, hope I don't trip you up. Thank you. Right, that's 2 of those. Let's close the truck. Let's get these inside and then we can start organising them and have a look at what they look like. Right, let's get one up into the store. Let's have a look. So it should click nicely there. So they're a bit more red than the original ones, but they have got their rails to stop the bottles falling off. So let's get first. Shall we put the beers on first? So there you go, premium lager. And it needs a fridge. Right, let me go and buy a fridge and get one in the store. Right, I've got a fridge. Silly rookie mistake not looking at what they need to go into. So that looks nice there. So let's have a look. 1, 2, yeah, so 5 shelves, 5 beers. I think we can go straight across a row with each one. So where's the next one? Pilsner. Yep, let's get that in next. If I put a few on both shelves, then when I've got it sorted in the warehouse, the staff will fill the rest up. So we've got the first of the whiskies here. Then what's next? We've got another whiskey, so this is bourbon. So we'll put that next to that up here. Then we've got red wine. So I'll have this as the wine shelf in here. Then what's next up? We've got Tennessee whiskey, which is your good old Jack Daniels. Excellent. And then we've got a blonde beer, so back to the fridge here. Let's go straight across this third shelf. Next up we've got another wine, so this is rosé. I'll put this on the shelf below because I'm not sure if there was another red or not. And everything fits on. It did say that in the notes that each box will fill a shelf. So these bottles would just fill one of those sections, but I'm doing it like that, as I said, so the staff can fill it up. Then we've got, I think, the last whiskey for now. That's that filled then. 3 to go, so we've got the final lager, which of course can go across the bottom shelf. Then we have got another red wine, so I'm glad I left that gap. This can go across the top here. And then I presume the last one was it white wine? And let's get that in here next to the rosé. So that's the last box, but we have got these 4 shelves here, so we could fit another 8 products. So let's see what else there is. So let's go back to licenses. So we've got what's another whiskey, another wine. We want things of 4 really. So let's have a look. That's a 5. That's a the beers is no use. We've got that one. Well, we could have the other whiskey because that's another 4 and that'd fill that section. But we can't have the wine because that's 5. So we'll have these here because that's another 4, just so we don't have to start reorganising and getting another shelf. So let me get one of each of these into the store as well now, and then I'll be back with you again. So that's everything ordered and in store. So let's get these onto the shelves so we can fill this with the whiskies here. This does look a bit like it could be a bit of a better quality whiskey, but I suppose we'll see when we price it. We've got a cognac here, which can be priced in itself too. Then what else have we got? This is another whiskey. So this is going to be a complete double shelf of whiskies here, and I think that's everything as far as whiskies go at the minute, but the developers have said they've been making a tidy up supermarket game, and there's a load of products coming to Megastore that they've developed in that, so there could yet be more whiskies in the future, I'm not sure. So this is gin, I think, so let's get this down here. I think there was a second vodka. Yeah, there it is. So let's get this over here. Oh, that doesn't look like vodka at all, does it? But there we go, it is according to the game. And then we've got, oh, another vodka. So there was 3 vodkas and a gin within that. I think this is your budget one, because it looks to be cheaper. And then the last one is the final whiskey. And there we go, that's the last one. So the thing to do now is to get everything priced. So let's have a look. So these are market, wow, a lot more than I was expecting for one beer. So we can get $10.50 here. Let's have a look, this is going to be a bit less, is it 10? Yeah. And what have we got here? So market is 7, 8, 9.50 maybe. Let's try that. Yeah, that's 29%. I always try and keep it below a 30% sales impact. So we've got 10.50 again here, and this is going to be another 10.50, I should think. Oh no, it's not. I have to go 10 flat. Okay. So then let me get all of this priced too. Oh. This has got a much bigger price, so this should bring some good income into the store. This might be very worth doing. I was going to cut to it all price, but I think we'll see what I can get for it all. So let's try 25 here. That's going to be 29%, so that's fine. Can we get 22 here? No, we can't, so we can go to 21. Then the rosé. Can we get 23? We can't, so it'll have to be 22.50. So the premium vodka here, so can we get 40 out of that? We can't. It'll have to be 38.50. This was the Russian vodka, I think. Can I get this label? Got it. Yeah, Russian vodka. Can we get 28? Yes, we can. And this looked like the cheaper one. It's not that cheap, so can we get sort of a 24? Maybe a 23.50 then? Yeah. And lastly, the gin. 33. Yeah, that's about right. And then just the whiskies to go. So let's see how much these go for. So we've got the American whiskey. Wow, there's a good premium on these. 42 on that. I wonder if any of them will break 100. Wow, 54.99 here. So let's go 58. No, we can go higher. We can't go as high as 60, so let's go 59. This is the Jack Daniels looking one. It's a lot more expensive than Jack Daniels is though, so we can get more. 48. 47 it is. Right, just 5 to go then. So this is a rye whiskey, and we can get 53 out of that. This is the one that looked premium. I wonder what we can get for this. Wow, can we get 100? We can. $100 bottle of whiskey there. So just the 3 to go. So we've got the cognac here. 65 we can't get. Can we get 62? Yes, we can. 2 to go. So this is an aged Scotch. Oh, this is another pricey one. So can we get maybe 77? Perfect. Good profit margins though. $45 profit in that. Let's have a look at this. 51 and yeah, $31 profit. And there we have it. So there is our new wines and spirits section. And beers as well, so I suppose alcohol section really. So now let's use the recycle bin trick to pick all the boxes up. If you've not seen this before, you can just glide them over everything and it'll pick everything up to save doing each thing one by one. Put this back in the butchery there, and there we go then. There is the alcohol section. Next up for me is I am going to find everything a place in the warehouse, but I won't make you sit through that because I'm sure you all know how to do that by now. That's fallen, but I don't know where that's from. But I will get all of these products into the warehouse and then I'll come back to you. There we go then, everything has a space in the warehouse. And let's get back into the store here. Everything is now filled up as the staff have done it. I've got a truck here. Whatever, I've just forgot to send it away, I think. Send you on your way. And yes, so then the new wine and spirit section is done and for now at least complete until I've got more space in the store and what have you. And I think next is we'll have a look at some more of these decorations. So let's go back into shopping and decorations. I think we'll have a couple of these shopping baskets for by the self-serves. Let's have a trolley return. And then let's have, where are the, yes, let's have an anti-theft gate too. Right, let's get these inside then. Where's the anti-theft gate? So let's get into the, actually I'm going to need to get a second of these. I forgot I've now got two doorways with the expansions of last time. Let's go inside and then we might be able to see better. But we're going to need this either side of the door. I don't know if it's got thieves yet and shoplifting, but perhaps that's the thing that's coming. But we are now ready for if it does. So trolley return. Feels like that should be outside, so shall we have that by the doorway here? Is that lined up? No, it's not. Let's get that further back towards the store. And then the baskets I think we will put inside, and I think I'm going to put them next to the self-serves. Yeah, I don't think they'd quite go there, so let's, yeah, it'll go nicely between here and where we've created that barrier. Oh, no, it looks like they should go the other way around, really. So let's have one there, and we'll go and get the other one. But I think we'll put that one on the self-serves that we got upstairs. So let's send the truck on the way, because I'm going to have to order another anti-theft device as well. But let's get, I'm stuck on the stairs. Yep, I'm up. Now where shall we have this? I think it might go better here somewhere. Let's have a look at that. That works fine. You can't jump over the edge now with the new rails, but you can still jump over down here. And let's go and get now that second anti-theft device. So shopping, we're going to need, where is it? Decorations, anti-theft device. And I think I like the idea of getting the custom sign too and starting to name the areas in the store. So let's get one of each of those to the front and let's see how that works out. So we've got to wait for the truck to come again here. I love how it's always very prompt. Lots of people walking around, so hopefully we're going to be more busy when we open. Right, so let's leave that for now. Let's get this second anti-theft device in by the second set of doors. Let's turn that round. Right, let's get this lined up. And that looks about good to me. Right, let's have a look at these signs next. Send the truck on the way again. But, oops, yep, still missing the doors even with the theft devices to show me where to go. Right, so these go up on the roof. That's not quite lined up, but let's have a look. So I think I'd prefer it to be blue because most of the store is blue. And if we call this the bakery, yep, press OK. Let's have a look at what that looks like. Yeah, I think that sort of adds to the store. So let's get a load more of those, I think. and we can name all of the sections, so let's get some. Right, so I've got a big pile of them here. Shall we do the butchery first? I think I'm going to call it fresh meat rather than butchery though. So let's get this lined up. Where does this go? It's going to have to go here, is it? Let's go about there. Yeah, that should be okay. Again, we'll change it to blue. But I think rather than calling it butchery as a section, like I said, I'm going to call this one fresh meat. So there we go. Right then, so next up we've got the fish counter, but I think I'm going to call this seafood. So that's that one done too. Now the produce, I think I'm actually going to call, well, if I can spell, I'm going to call fresh fruit and veg. If I can get an and, yep, veg. Perfect. Upstairs then, and this is going to be sports. Now this one is the summer section, but at supermarkets around, I still think they tend to call these seasonal aisles. So I'm going to call this the seasonal one. And next up then, we have the toy section. But I think rather than just calling it the toy section, I'm going to call it, as we used to have, Toys R Us. I like that, that's ace. So yeah, we've got a little Toys R Us section in the store. As I was showing you, you can't jump over those rails now. It's a bit blocked there, isn't it? Yeah, let's move this bin a bit further down there, and then that won't be as blocked. But like I said, you can still jump down here rather than going down the escalators. So I've still got a sign on the truck for the last section, so let's close that. And of course the last one is the one that we've just done. So let's get this up on the roof here. Yep, that looks quite central. Let's change it to blue. Now this is obviously going to be called the grocery section, but I think for the sake of the thumbnail, let's call it wines and spirits. We'll just back up and we'll get a nice shot of that for the thumbnail, but then we're going to change it back, and obviously it makes most sense to call this grocery. And there we have it. I think what I'm going to do next is start actually decorating the store, because it's all still just a plain store. How it came, it's default if you like. So we need some flooring. I think, well, I will have the butchery tiles for the butchery section, and we'll have a look at what that looks like, at whether it looks a bit better than just these default tiles that we've got at the minute. And I am intending to do this around the whole store and every section, but that could take hours, so I won't make you sit through the whole thing, but I will try at least to show you how it works. So it's basically just a paint roller, and then each sort of section of 4 you can decorate. I will come out one more here actually, but you can decorate, and then each section you can have looking slightly different, but I think that adds to what that looks like. And then of course you can do that section by section. So we could do, what should we do next? Let's have a look at all the options. We haven't got a music section yet. Summer flooring, yeah, we could do that next. So I'll show you this next one, and then I'll do all the flooring before I come back to you, so you don't have to sit through it all. But same again, press 2 to get out the roller, and then we can just paint the floor basically. And you can do the same with the walls, which I will do again shortly. I think we'll come out 2 here and go all the way down. Right, let me crack on with this around the store and then I'll come back and show you when I've done all of the floors. So this is the last one, and this is the bakery, and I've gone for sort of a wooden flooring scenario here. But then, can I get these behind? I'm going to have to go behind the barrier to get the last couple. Yeah, there's one there, and then the last one there. And then each of the sections now has its own flooring. Let's put this away. But I think you can get a sneak peek of them there. But I think let's show you then how you do the walls, which is very similar. So, yes, painting. We've got to scroll down now. You will notice as we go past the ones I've bought. But then I think there is a tile for the butchery, so let's have a look. Yeah, red butcher tiles, red beef tiles. I'm going to go with the butcher tiles. So let's get them on the wall here. Let's start with the next one. Yeah, let's start there. But you'll see, oh, missed that one. You'll see it starts looking much more customized and much more like an actual store rather than the default setting that I've stuck with so far. I think you could do some of this before, but I'm not sure how many of the different paints and different flooring were there, but you can see now that looks much more impressive. So let me get on and do the rest of the walls. Right, so as I was about to show you, I realised I've missed a bit of the floor here, but as you can see we've gone for white walls and this wavy flooring for the toys, and then if I turn back round you can see the summer section there, and the sports we've just gone with a green. They've all got different floorings, and this sort of more supermarkety feel down here. Seafood's got its own tile, as of course you saw the butchery, and then of course the bakery now looks like that. I think we'll get this out of the way now, and then I'm going to open the store. I'm going to run a day and we'll see if the same bug is still here that used to be. So it used to be that if you add new products you have a worse day than normal. I think the developers have said they may have fixed that, but I'm not sure if they actually have. So let's run a day and we'll see what happens. Here we are then, last customer of the day. Looks like he's got some plushies here, so shall we serve you, sir? Let's have a look. Right, let's get these through. Then we've got some skates and a cricket bat. So that's $227.50, $22.50 change. Thank you very much. Right, let's end the day and let's have a see. So $34,531.85. I feel like that's quite a drop, but let's have a look at the stats. Yes, so the bug of when you get new products you lose a lot of sales is still there, at least for the first day or two, and then it does sort of fix itself. But yeah, you can see previous dips where I've added products there. But yeah, so obviously that bug is still there. Right then, before we finish the episode, I think we should have a little look around at what we've done today. So obviously we got the anti-theft devices there. If we have a look then, the bakery, as you can see, looks a lot better than it did. We've got the butchery looking smart over here. We've got grocery, and produce has the same wall, but seafood, as you can see, I've given a different one. And then as we go upstairs, we've got the sports, the seasonal, and the Toys R Us. And there we have it. So as the staff restock, I think that's probably as good a place to any to end the episode, as we've added in the new wines and spirits section and we've decorated the store. So if you got this far into the episode, firstly, thank you very much. Please like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll be back for another video soon. I think there's a lot more products coming. So thank you very much, and we'll see you for another video soon. Bye for now.